boomers. Today, I want to talk about creative waiting. So many people hate to wait in line. They hate to wait in lines to vote, and they just simply don't like to wait. But in Rudolf Steiner's book, Higher Knowledge of the World and Its Attainment, which I read to my parents aloud on our way out to California, a cross-country trip with my parents where we healed so many things that had arisen in our lives before that trip, and there was a lot of healing and forgiveness. But it was so much fun to read this book to my parents, and they had probably already read it because they loved Rudolf Steiner. So the concept by philosopher and spiritual teacher Rudolf Steiner has quite a bit of information in this book about creative waiting. He is the founder of anthroposophy and spiritual science, and a whole educational foundation is built around his teachings. So what is creative waiting? It's defined as a place where you, as you are waiting, you create a mindset of patience, inner stillness, which is essential for spiritual growth. And it's not passive or idle waiting. It's an active process of inner development. Dr. Rudolf Steiner describes how true knowledge emerges when we learn to wait with an open and receptive mind. Now, this inability to wait in our culture stems from probably too much crazy online stuff that goes on. You get online. I'm online right now, and I do blogs, and I do this, and I do that online, which kind of hinders my ability to be patient, which of course begs the issue of taking breaks from the efforts, social media in particular, especially this weekend before the election. The waiting is about preparing ourselves to receptive insights rather than forcing understanding. Now, why is creative waiting essential to the path to higher knowledge? There is I would say, as we wait, we quiet the mind and cultivate sensitivity needed to perceive higher truths. Another thing that we can apply this to for the people I am involved with in affiliate marketing, people get very impatient when they don't make any money at the onset, and they quit. So they are not able to wait for a success that is sure to come simply by creatively waiting. And as we creatively wait, we can get to understand how higher knowledge cannot be accessed through typical study or logic alone. It requires openness to spiritual experience. So I fully expect that when I go to vote on Tuesday, that there will be a line, and there very seldom is a line, but I will be practicing creative waiting. And if people need to get to work, I will let them go in front of me in the line. So, in order to access this, we have to be open to a spiritual experience. This openness is developed through practices that Rudolf Steiner outlines in his book. He talks about purification of thoughts and feelings. We have to understand that cleansing one's thoughts and feelings to become a clear vessel for wisdom. We cannot allow the ugliness of Donald Trump interfere with our peace of mind, which so many of us have because we're terrified of losing our democracy. And we have to have self-reflection. And as we go forth in all the stuff that's going to be happening after the election with the insurrection-like rhetoric from Donald Trump and his sycophants. So we have to have self-reflection and conscious control over our emotional and mental state. We have to practice silence and inner stillness as we wait, no matter what is going on around us, no matter what is going on with people trying to discourage our votes, which probably won't happen at my voting place because people there are relatively sane. We have to take moments of silence in our day as a practical tip for creative waiting. Hey! And we have to have faith in the process. Well, I don't think it takes much faith to know that quietness and stillness as we wait, take a book, and observe the people, the energy of the people around us is a good, interesting thing to do. And we have to trust the process of waiting and have faith that knowledge will unfold at the right time. We have to understand how faith in one's intuition and the divine timing of insight is crucial to spiritual advancement. How can we apply creative waiting in daily life? Mindful activities, meditation, quiet contemplation, purifying the body, getting rid of substances that weigh us down. And we can help cultivate creative waiting by the act of purification. We can balance action and stillness. Rudolf Steiner's philosophy doesn't advocate for being passive. Rather, it's about knowing when to act and when to wait. And we have to understand that the balance between effort and surrender, letting go of the results of what we are striving for. We have to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, and surrender is a way to achieve a state of creative waiting. So the key points here have to do with the essence. We have to know that the essence of creative waiting can be implemented in every waking moment of our lives, really. What are we waiting for? What is it that we are waiting for? It's a kind of a wasted effort. We need to live in the present moment and realize that waiting for anything and also having no patience for standing in line anywhere it creates stress. Let's put it that way. Active patience, inner stillness, and trust in divine timing. There you go. So Rudolf Steiner, I went to some of his schools. I actually was a nursery school teacher in a Steiner school in my hometown, and I was raised with Steiner philosophy. We used to create our own. We would listen to the teacher talk about and teach us stuff about medieval history, and we would then create our own textbooks. We would take notes and then creatively put down the points that we thought were valid, which is a wonderful, it's like sowing a field of planting a seed, watching it grow. That takes patience. You can't get so frustrated that the plant isn't growing at the speed of light and tear it out of the ground, because you're never going to see anything about the results of that seed. So we need to incorporate moments of creative waiting in our lives. And we can see how it transforms understanding and brings clarity when you least expect it. I think it's really fun to people watch, really. As I wait in line to vote on Tuesday, as I said in another video, I tried to vote, and the line had to do with ballots and people wanting a ballot to vote early, and that took 4-hour wait. So I thought, oh, what the heck? I can just vote at the regular time. Next time, I will get a ballot and vote early. So how does creative waiting transform understanding and brings clarity? So we need to figure out how that works in our lives. Hey! I have to be creative and wait for them to stop barking. So subscribe, please, and there'll be a video that comes up here, and enjoy everything. Bye-bye.